Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some kind of really good news first and foremost. This is kind of a rarity, I feel like, nowadays, these past few weeks, where we actually do have a huge change both for Sony, aka the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, as well as also the Nintendo. And this is right off the also really good news if you guys missed it. We did talk about this a few months ago on the Xbox 2 when it comes to saving people money, when it comes to helping out consumers, and overall just a really good thing when it comes to consoles and basically a lot of AFK subscriptions and a lot of cool things with that. Now, this is also bound by law. So this is not like a willy-nilly or like a whatever. This is basically like these really big game companies have been investigated and kind of charged by big law and big literal country law, and we have some really cool changes coming up here for consumers in the near future. So, let's go talk about this. Let's talk about everything else going on, and as well, if you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc digital console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below, and sign up for Weeble, sign up for Coinbase, and I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place. So, as I kind of mentioned, you guys maybe got to pick it up from the introduction over there, we've actually had a really good news when it comes to these big companies. There's actually, I'm going to talk about this really quickly, but there actually was a really big update when it came to Microsoft a little while ago, where basically they had them update the agreements for the Xbox subscription services. So basically it's all in regards to the UK, and with UK themselves, they're pretty kind of big sticklers, kind of how it is sometimes in America, for certain consumer laws. So basically this is the company is changing how it presents information for Xbox Live in Game Pass following a UK regulator probe. So to kind of save you guys the whole article, because we want to talk about the more newer news over here, but this is all kind of relevant as well. Basically, Microsoft itself went and had to go and change their automatic renewals. So what that means is that, say you had Xbox Game Pass, say you had Xbox Live, say you had anything in terms of with that in the first place, for your Xbox. After a while, if your account became inactive, let's go and say you haven't launched Xbox Game Pass, and let's go and say 6 months, they'll just go and cancel it. By legal law, they basically had to go and be a little bit more upfront, and they had to go and not let people go be stuck in that weird being charged for credit card issues or subscription basis for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And if your account was inactive and not being utilized, that means that it cannot be allowed auto renew, which is really nice. I'm sure a lot of you guys have the same issues when it comes to Netflix or other various types of systems too as well. And this, at the end of the day, should go and save you money. So this is kind of a little bit on the older news side. We're going to talk about new news in a second, but basically, the idea for this one was you had the UK Competitions and Marketing Authority, the CMA, and basically their firm made huge pledges to make a lot of improvements when it comes to Xbox Live and Game Pass in order to address the CMA's concerns. So basically, Microsoft themselves was hey, we're going to try to fix this, try to make it nice for everyone involved. So basically, this information presented better upfront information to help customers understand their Xbox membership in terms that need to clearly let subscribers know that auto renewal is active unless it's turned off, the price of the renewal, as well as also guidance on how to get a refund. But the biggest thing too, we're going to talk about this and bounce to the next topic with this. Microsoft will also offer refunds to customers on reoccurring 12-month subscriptions with offers to end their contract, as well as reach out to inactive customers still paying for online services to give them the option to cancel their subscription. And this is the biggest of all the lines. If an account remains inactive after all of that, Microsoft will cancel the subscription. Beautiful. This was cool news when it first came out. And so you guys can see even this one from a few months ago, the CMA is also currently looking to auto renewal terms at Sony and Nintendo. So you guys can probably see where this video is going to go from there. Other companies offering memberships and subscriptions that auto renew should take note and review their practices to ensure they comply with consumer protection law, says CMA Executive Director of Enforcement Michael Grenfeld. So that leads into brand new information as of now. Sony and Nintendo update their automatic subscription renewal policies due to the UK investigation. And I'm going to say this is good. I'm obviously a fan of Sony. I like Nintendo. I like Xbox. But you want to know who I really like the most? You guys and normal consumers and people saving money and ideally not wasting and losing money as well. So for this, Sony and Nintendo have recently announced that both companies will be joining Microsoft in changing their automatic subscription renewal policy. So basically, we kind of covered over there for Microsoft a few months ago. This announcement comes from all three companies being investigated by Competition and Markets Authority, or the CMA, a business regulation agency in the United Kingdom, who we just covered. CMA began investigating all three companies over their automatic renewal policies, believing the practice to be exploitative and deceitful. With all three companies complying and changing their policies regarding their respective subscription services, the CMA announced the investigation is now included. So as you guys can probably go and tell, that means that now we have Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo all thankfully updating their policies to help out consumers. This is huge news. This is really good. Now, it might be a smaller thing, obviously, but in the grand scheme of things, think like how many months you guys maybe forgot to turn off Netflix or Amazon Primes or like whatever it is, like when it comes to even my Xbox, when it comes to Game Pass, when it comes to PlayStation. And especially with Game Pass having that $1 deal, I'm sure loads of folks get that auto renewal cycle. It's still a good offer though, but I'm sure you guys would agree. So basically in January, like we just covered, Microsoft updated its Xbox Live subscription services in order to be more transparent. Namely, Microsoft made their prices more conspicuous to customers, such as the prices of the renewals and notifications of price increases are now accessible, which I think is really good, because once again, if you have a $1 deal, you may forget to go and cancel it, and then at that point, now you're paying $16, you get that free month, etc., and at least that automatically turns off after a while. Like, so I know so many people, like, if you guys want to go own up to it, I know myself, I've done it too, have, like, forgotten to turn off things, or turn off auto updates, or all that stuff, and it's not a fun experience to go look at your bank 6 months later and be out like $100. Now, at the end of the day, it's still your fault, don't get me wrong, but like I'm sure some people forget, or some people forget to turn it off, or sometimes you think you press it and just double click it or confirm it. Like, I get it. Sometimes you have kids and they just steal your credit card, whatever it is. So basically this one, this also says the price of renewal notifications and price increases are now accessible. Furthermore, Microsoft now emphasizes that auto renewal is active unless turned off, and the instructions on how to turn off auto renewal are easier to find. So basically it's just nicer and easier, less clicks, less time you have to wait looking for it and trying to find it. And also Microsoft will now offer refunds for accidental automatic renewals, and we'll also be reaching out to inactive Xbox Live accounts. Kind of how we talked before. The big thing, I think, is the refunds, because sometimes you see it, you haven't used your console for 2-3 months, and if they could go hook you up with an extra $40-50, guess what? That's dinner. That's like groceries for like a few days, depending on if you have a family or not. That's pretty good. I'm pretty down with that. And as well as also, if you haven't heard anything from the inactive accounts, they'll also automatically cancel these subscriptions. But now, as we mentioned too, Sony is also now as well implementing a policy of contacting inactive accounts. Well, so now Sony will message long-term PlayStation Plus subscribers on how to cancel their subscriptions if inactive for a while, which I'll be kind of curious to see on how many people actually care, if they even notice it, if they even see it, and how this will actually affect subscription numbers. Well, unclear on how long these accounts have to be inactive for in order to be contacted. I'm going to probably guess for something like Sony, they're probably going to do something like 2 years or like a year. Because, if you can make that money, they're going to try their best to go keep that money as long as they can. Auto renewals, forgetful things are probably one of the biggest, I think, sales going on for everything. Sony asserts that if the customer still has not canceled their subscription while being inactive, this once again will be the bigger thing for it. Sony will automatically be terminating the payments if the account's inactive. So you guys don't have to worry, if you're just not using your account. Just go and re-sign up for it. It's not a big deal. It takes 2 seconds. But as well, it's just better if you just have a kid, or if you're in college, I don't know, maybe your console breaks and you forget to even cancel it because whatever. Maybe you have a house fire. I don't know. There's stuff always going on for that. So when it comes to that, I think this is huge. More so just for the forgetful folks. I could be forgetful of my time. And I'm sure at some point, like I said, you guys have done the same way. And although, funny enough, unlike Microsoft and Sony, Nintendo's new policy will not start the subscription with automatic renewal as a default feature, which I think is actually even cooler. And I kind of wish... I don't know. I think the PlayStation player base and the Xbox player base is probably slightly older than, say, Nintendo. But I do like the idea because maybe you have little kids, or maybe you have parents, or maybe they just do it for 1 month. Maybe moms don't even know. You know how it is. If you have if you're maybe just not on top of technology, not as much as we are. So basically, Nintendo Switch Online services will start with automatic renewal inactive, which I think is sick. That's a really nice gesture from Nintendo, especially with how many kids you have on their consoles, all the kid games in general. So only allowing customers the choice to turn on auto renewal after signing up. This move departs from Microsoft and Sony, most likely because Nintendo markets towards children, as I just kind of covered over there. So, I gotta give them credit, that's actually some pretty good PR, and I like the fact that they actually decided to do that, because I don't think they even had to. When asked about these changes, the CMA Executive Director of Enforcement, Michael Greenfell, told the gaming biz industry that these changes have been made across the sector to protect customers and help tackle concerns about auto-renewing subscriptions. Additionally, Greenfell declared companies in other sectors which offer subscriptions and auto-renewal should also be renewing their practices to ensure they comply with consumer protection law. So at the end of the day, really good news, because Sony and Nintendo both got up there too as well. let's go, let's go, let's go. And on top of that too, Microsoft's been doing pretty good for a while. So I will say really good news. I love seeing new laws. I love seeing things changing. I like people saving money. So at the end of the day, I do like this. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Give me your comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed as well. So I said for the PS5 giveaway, Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. And I'll see you guys up later on throughout today for more videos. Love you guys.